Hi, welcome to the Bureau, my studio. My name is Brooke. This practice is going to be all about balancing out the sides of the hip to create more ease and mobility in the whole joint. So to start, let's just find our way in a nice seated posture, Sukhasana, where the shin bones are stacked right in the middle. Feet are active and flexed. I'm going to press my hands on my inner knees. I'm going to take a deep breath in, elbows wide, promote width in my ribs. Shoulders through the wings of my elbows, and then as I exhale, I'm going to actively press up into my hands, resisting with my hands. And I notice a tone in my inner thighs here. I root the sit bones, and right away feel more ease and stretch in my outer hips. I'm going to release that effort, inhale. Again, exhaling. So noticing the correlation between that tone strength of the inner thighs to help me open the outer hips. Good, I'm going to keep that sense of rooting the outer feet, sit bones, feel the tone, the strength of the inner thighs, take a breath, hands behind me. And then exhale, I'm going to hinge forward, inhale out, find a deeper stretch in my outer hips, low back. Maybe stretch the arms forward, releasing my head. And then gently walk up. I'm going to do side two, opposite shin bone on top. You could also sit up on a blanket or block, feeling like you're not able to lengthen that low back. Again, just 2 breaths, inhaling. And then exhaling, pressing up. Feeling the tone of the inner thighs to help me open my outer hips. Hopefully you're feeling that. Inhaling. And exhaling, just focusing on strengthening those inner thighs, that little adductor strength to help me open those outer hips. And release that effort, hands on knees, but still have a little sense of that. Outer feet, feeling the rooted sit bones, feel the tone of the inner thighs, filling the lungs, inhaling. Exhaling, trying to keep my lifted chest, open heart as I walk forward, hinging at my hip creases, then releasing my head, forehead to shins. One more breath in, breath out, and then gently walk it back up. Okay, so that is the focus of today's class. So let's continue lying down supine on your mats. Once down, if you have a strap, that'd be great to get now, or a long sock or scarf. I'm going to loop the strap over the balls of my feet, and then press out on the strap. Elbows are wide, promote width in my chest, shoulders. Trying to keep evenness on the strap with my feet, inner and outer foot heavy, evenly. Knees a little supple, releasing any tuck sensation. Feel the tip of the tailbone, so the low back is literally off the floor. I'm going to take 2 breaths here. I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to keep the tone to the inner thigh as I push the pinky side of the toe out into the outer portion of the strap. So keeping the strength of the inner thigh, reaching up to the bounds of the big toes, inhaling, and exhaling, pushing out, handing them out. Good. So I'm keeping that strength that will reach the inseam of the foot, even as I open my feet maybe a little bit more. Spreading my toes, I'll take 1 more breath, releasing any tuck. Feel the tip of the tail. Stay heavy, low back is long and lifted. Exhaling, reaching out through my legs, growing through my spine. And then I'll draw my legs together. Take my right foot off of that strap. Crossing the straps, right hand to left side, left hand to right side of the strap. Again, elbows a little bit bent. Keeping my tailbone heavy. I'm going to stretch my right leg straight. Keeping that push up through the balls of my left toes. I'm going to gently hinge at my hip and bring my left leg in any amount. 2 breaths, Supta Padangusthasana. I'm inhaling, keep the push up into the strap. Even as I exhale, draw my shin bone closer toward my chest. 1 more full breath, standing on my right leg. Good. I'm going to release tension there. I'm going to now hold on to the strap only with my left hand. I'm going to turn my toe shin bone out, external rotation, keep pushing through the balls of the toes, right hand to right hip. And for more support, you could add a block to the outer left hip. We're going to go to Supta Padangusthasana 2. So holding onto the strap with my left hand, I'm going to go ahead and gently, slowly open my leg up to the side. Again, pelvis is still neutral, stable. And pressing through the toes, just one more full breath here. Keeping that reach the balls of the toes as I exhale, drive up through my inner heel, inner pinky toe. And then I'm going to push into the strap, return. Holding onto the strap now with my right hand to my left hip. I'm going to keep that slight external rotation. I'm going to keep the ball of the toes pressing. And I'm going to draw my leg across the midline, foot toward my right chest. And as I pull my foot shin up toward my right chest, I use my left thumb into the crease of my left hip. And like a seesaw, I draw the outer left hip down and away. Keep that length in my left side body. I'm going to take one more full breath here. Good. I'm going to release that. And now for added extra twist, I'm going to lift my hips up and shift my hips over to the left side of my mat. I'm going to hold on to the strap with both hands, keep that extra rotation, and rotate left hip on top of right hip, using a block to support my left ankle. I could use the other block, which I'm going to use that right here. And I still keep that reach to the standing right leg, using my left thumb to draw the top of the left hip down, lifting bottom right waist up. And then I revolve my chest over to the left. So 2 full breaths here. I'm going to inhale. And I'm going to exhale. Descend my top left hip down, lifting bottom right waist up. Trying to keep the two side body of my body evenly long. One more full breath, keep reaching through the ball, now to the big left toe. As I exhale, descend the outer hip down, lifting bottom right waist up. And then I'm going to inhale, return. And I'm going to go side 2. So taking one right foot in the strap, and one left foot down. Dust myself on my mat. So Supta Padangusthasana 1, crossing the strap, reaching through my left leg, really maintain pelvic stability, pressing the ball of my foot. I'm going to hinge at my hip, bring my foot closer toward my chest. 2 full breaths here. Careful not to hyperextend my knees, keeping that reach up through all 5 toes. Releasing that, holding onto the strap with my right hand now, finding my external rotation, toe, shin, bone kick out, adding a block for support, outer right hip, holding my leg out to the side and external rotation. Again, 2 breaths, keeping the push, the ball of the right toe, even as I extend through my pinky side toe, pinky edge of my foot. One more full breath. This is Supta Padangusthasana 2. And then I'm going to press into the strap with my right foot, return the strap up, keeping that slight external rotation, holding the strap down with my left hand, using my thumb in the crease of my right hip, keep my tailbone heavy, right side back long. I'm going to cross the midline of a diagonal, keep descending my right thigh away as I draw my right shin foot up. Keep that reach the ball of the right big toe as I keep that extension through the pinky side edge of my right foot. One more full breath. Elbows are wide, promote width in your chest, ease in your shoulders. And return back to neutral. And then I'll do the twist. Taking my blocks now to the left side. Stack my blocks. I'm going to lift my hips up and shift over to the right. Hold on to the strap with both my hands as I rotate, stacking at my hips, using the block to support underneath my ankle. Descending the top hip down as I lift the bottom left waist up, revolving my chest in and out. I'm inhaling, breathing up the whole chain of my body from my foot up to my pelvis, heart. And then exhale, keep dropping, descending the top hip down, keeping the tone of the inner thigh, lifting the bottom waist. One more full breath here. This is always a nice stretch here. And then pressing into the strap to return. And then one last time, I'll place both feet in the strap. Elbows are wide, balls of the feet on the strap, and slide out. Excuse me. Inhaling, 2 breaths. Exhaling. One more full breath in. And exhaling. And I'll zipper my 2 legs together. I'll take the strap away. Then I'm going to hug my knees into my chest and rock and roll my spine up and down a little bit. I'm going to plant my feet, take my hands behind you for a tabletop. Open my chest, inhale, reach to my feet, exhale. And just 2 full breaths here. Maybe add a little movement forward and back, side to side. Good, gently lower the hips down. Maybe stretch the 2 legs long. Keep lifting chest, inhale. Exhale, drive through toes, hug the midline. Maybe release the head back. And then gently return, have a seat. I'm going to cross my shin bones now, come to all fours. One downward dog. I'm going to press my hands slightly forward to shoulders, wrap biceps and triceps, curl 10 toes, and hips up and back. Now just take 2 full breaths here, inhaling, bending my knees, drawing the tops of my thighs up and back, ears right between upper arms. And as I exhale, drive my arms down. I'm going to lift my thighs up, maybe reach the sit bones toward the heel bones, firming the back thigh. And I'm going to bend my knees, lift my heels, walk my hands back toward my feet. Descend my buttocks to my heel bone, stretching my arms forward, opening my back just for a breath or 2 here. One more full breath. And I'm going to walk my hands back even more. See if I can draw the soles of my feet, the inner feet together. Lifting my heels any amount, let my knees open. Again, I'm going to squeeze my elbows into my armpits to ignite those inner thighs. And then draw my thumbs to my heart, Anjali Mudra. 3 breaths here. Breathing into my low back, keep hugging the inner knees into my armpits, chest stays open. One more full breath. And then gently keep the reach forward as I control my sit bones down. Okay, and I landed perfectly on my blanket. I advise you use one too, just to give yourself a little lift. Starting in Dandasana, staff pose. Clearly feeling your 2 sit bones, 2 heel bones, no hyperextension of the knees. I'm just going to fold my right knee in. Allow my right hip to go back a little bit. And then wrap my left arm around my right thigh and take a simple seated twist. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. This is Mariachi 3. One more full breath. And gently return to center. If you want to make it a little bit deeper, you could cross the left shin, Left leg forward, across the midline, and stack the right foot to the outside of your left thigh. So you take 2 more full breaths. Staying grounded through your right sit bone, right inner foot, right round a big toe. Keep toning the inner right thigh. As you exhale, rotate left to right, feeling that stretch more clearly in the outer right hip. One more full breath, breathing to the back side waist. Staying grounded through the inner right foot, right sit bone as you revolve left to right. Chest stays open, shoulders back. Keeping the twist in your body, turn your gaze look over the left shoulder and gently unwind. Now for half Gomukhasana, I'll just simply draw my left knee on top of my right knee, stacking my knees best of my ability. Support my left foot with the heel of my left hand. Give me that sensation, that inner foot again, active into something to tone the inner thigh, to help me open that outer hip. And inhale, take a breath. And exhale, again, hinge forward. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now I'm getting a good stretch in the back of my left leg as well. Be really careful not to hyperextend my left knee. So I press the heel down, pull energy back from my heel bone to my left sit bone. Now to add a little more deeper stretch, I could go ahead and free my right hand, take my right hand, the outer hand to the pinky side edge of my left foot, and then gently rotate from my right to my left, pressing my outer foot into my hand and vice versa, finding more tone, more stretch in the outer left hip. Here, taking one more full breath. Exhale, leaning back, head, heart, shoulders. Feeling that stretch in my outer hips, back of my left thigh. And then gently unwind to come back up. Okay, and then from there, option, you can fold the bottom knee in for full Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Rounding both outer feet, keep pressing heels and hands together to find that tone of the inner thigh. Take a breath, and again, exhale, hinging forward, inhale out. Breathing into those outer hips, without losing the tone, strength, the inner thigh, reaching to the inner heels, now the big toes. So using the strength of the inseam of the thighs to open, create more width, opportunity in the outer thighs. And then unfold to come up and make the shoulder stretch to go with this posture. So right knee's on top, so that means I'm going to bring my left arm on top here. Bending the elbow, giving myself a tricep stretch, lat stretch. An option to reach the right arm out, inner rotate, bend the elbow, and catch the top left hand with my bottom right. Again, aware of both shoulders on my back, inhaling into the fullness. And then exhale, inhale out, keeping the active feet as I hinge, pitch myself forward, inhale out. 2 breaths in, exhale, again in. And exhale. And then gently unfold to come up. I'll let that go. Come back to Dandasana, staff pose. Again, sit bones. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then I'll bend my left knee, allow my left hip to go back a little bit. I'm going to rotate from my right to my left. Ground the inner right thigh, outer right thigh, reach the inner right heel. One more full breath here. Staying here or unwind, go deeper, bring the right leg closer to the midline. Bring your left foot cross, keep grounding inner edge, keeping the tone of the inner thigh. Left sit bone is rooted. I'm going to inhale, sit tall. And exhale, rotating from my right to my left. Keeping the tone of the inner thigh. Feel the amount of the left toe, root, the left sit bone, root. Breathe into your body and exhale, revolve your torso chest from your right to your left. twisting my spine. I'm going to gently turn my head, look over my right shoulder, and then gently unwind. Okay, half Gomukasana, stacking at my knees, and keeping the reach of the ball now to my left big toe, inner heel. I'm going to inhale, lift tall, hinge forward again, name out. Notice when I hinge forward, I don't slump forward, round in my mid-back, keep my chest, heart open, collarbone wide. Again, pay attention to my right knee. That will hyperextend if I'm not actively rooting the right inner heel, pulling energy back to my right sit bone, firming my right kneecap. And to add a little bit more, I can take the left pinky side of the hand and then reach, rotate left to right, keeping the tone of the inner right thigh. I can press my outer hand to my outer right foot and feel more tone stretch in my right outer hip. Leaning back my head with my heart, chest open. One more breath here. Such a beautiful stretch in the outer hips. Gently unfold, come up. Full Gomukasana, option to bend the bottom knee. Again, stacking the two knees best you can. Grounding the outer feet. Keep the reach to the inseam of the foot, and then inhale, lift tall. Exhale, again, hinge forward and aim out. And with my bottom right leg on the bottom, I definitely feel more sensation in the outer right hip. But don't be fooled, that left outer hip's going to get stretched too. For full Gomukasana, my left leg's on top now, so I'm taking my right arm up. And my tricep stretch here, feet stay active. Bounce out the ribs softening into the body as the chest tug wars open. Optimally reach the left arm out, inner rotate, bending the elbow, and then catch your top right hand at the bottom left. One more full breath here. And then maybe exhale, hinge, tip forward a bit. Keep reaching through the tips of the ears. Sit bones are sharply rooting. One more full breath. Inhaling, inner thighs are toning to inner feet. Feel that stretch in the outer hips more clearly. And then unfold to come back up. Unwind from that. Stretching the two legs out. Okay, now from here, going into a seated figure four. So I'm going to come off my blanket. You could also stay on it if you feel like it's really hard to get up out of those hips. So I'm going to support myself by pulling my thighs up with my hands, feeling my two sharp sit bones. And then I'm going to cross my left shin over my right thigh. Again, toe shin bone out, find that external rotation. And then using my hands to draw my hips toward my right foot and aim out. Again, the idea is to stay lifted here. Inhaling and exhaling. You could go side to side, but again, the focus is keeping the reach through the inner foot, now to left big toe, inner heel, to keep the strength as you open the outer left hip. You could, from here, holding onto your heel, you could roll onto that outer hip a couple times. Notice the angle remains. I'm not changing the angle. Keeping that lift in my low back. You can even hold on to the ankle, or excuse me, the arc of the foot with your right elbow. A little more clearly, side to side. Inner foot is really active. Good, and then coming back up, figure four pose. So from here we have options. You could go back and do a supine figure four. Keeping that tailbone heavy, allow the low back to stay off the floor in its natural curve. Or you could do fire log pose, stacking the shin bones. Good. And again, if there's any discomfort in the knees, hips, this is pretty intense external rotation. You could go back to your supine figure four. But again, the idea is to inhale, keep the strength through the inseam of the foot. Really important, keep the tone of the inner thigh as you open the outer hips. The spiral lock pose, you can place your hands to your heels. Again, inhale, press into your heels with your hands, mouths or toes. And then keeping that press, exhale. Think of reaching from the pelvis back through the bones of the thighs. Feet actively, organically reach out into your hands, elbows are wide. I'm going to take one more full breath here. Then unfold to come back up. I'm going to go back to my seated variation here, a figure four. And you can stay here where I'm not adding a little balance challenge today. You can stretch your right leg long. Hold on to the left shin bone with your hands. Cradle your baby in your arms, which is your shin bone. And I'm going to go into sundial pose and do an optional arm balance. So again, first you really want to make sure that low back is long. Feeling that opening in that outer hip without any pain in the knee. Then I'm going to place my right hand to the outer left foot and then wear my knee shin on top of my left shoulder. And then take my right hand to the outer foot, hand out to the side. I'm going to inhale, stretch my left leg to straight, and then exhale, rotate from my left to my right, and sundial pose. I'm going to inhale over full breath, breathing from right thigh up into right chest. Exhale, driving my left thigh away. And return. I'm going to do that one more time. Turn to face you this time. I'm going to wear my knee on top of my shoulder. Hand to outer foot, left hand to the side. Reach my left leg to straight. As I rotate open, left to right, left shoulder's back, round with right thigh, inhale, breathe all the way up. Exhale, toe navel, find my reach through my bones. And then I'm going to return, wearing my shin bone on top. I'm going to plant my hands, pull the stomach in, and float the right leg up off the floor. And then let it go. Okay. Just go ahead, lean back a little bit, windshield wiper your feet, shins up into your hips. Nice and easy. Okay, side two. So again, start with my knees bent. Sit bones are sharp, chest is open. Trying to keep that evenness, sit bone to sit bone. Taking my right knee up, find that external rotation. Toes shin out. Keep the foot strong as I place my right shin on the left thigh. And then I work my hips toward my left heel. Try to stay long, sit bones rooted. And deep breaths here in my seated figure four. Couple more breaths here. Again, you can always stay here or you can transition to fire log pose, stacking at the shin bones. Notice the inner edges of my feet are as long as the outer edges of my feet. I'm going to press my hand to the inner edge of my feet and actively push to get that rebound up through the inseam of the thighs into the inner hip. Keep that strength. As I exhale, hinge. And as I keep the push, I'm going to actively push back from my pelvis. I reach energy through the limbs, through the bones of my thighs, into my feet, out to my hands. One more full breath in your fire log or supine figure four, keeping that tailbone heavy, low back is long in its natural curve. And then gently unfold to come up. Come back to my seated figure four. And then again, you can stay here or go into sundial pose. So first I'm going to take some time and cradle my shin, and my left leg long. Keep pulling the shin bone up, low back is long. Then you go all the way onto that outer hip, keeping that reach of the inner foot into my bicep here. And then from there, I'm going to wear my shin bone, throw it over my shoulder, take my left hand to the outer foot, right hand to the side, and as I work my leg towards straight, I'm going to rotate my body right to left, trying to root both sit bones down and breathe from the floor of my left pelvis up into my right chest. exhale, root the sit bones, grow my spine, reach my thigh. Shining out like the sun here. One more full breath. And gently return. I can maybe be doing that one more time. Give my shin bone a little bit more of a hug. I can wear it over my shoulder, keep lifting my low back, outer hand, outer shin. You can stretch your leg first towards straight, and then root that sit bone as you revolve right to left, looking up underneath your left armpit, growing the sides of your spine, reaching through the thighs, up through your feet, and then keeping the shin over your shoulder, hugging into middle. I'm going to now plant my hands, pull my stomach in, and option find that relief, that core strength here. And gently release. Very good. Wash that away. And now moving on into an omega pose. I'm drawing my feet to the block here. Again, just so I have something to press more stronger into. Feeling the inner foot, now the big toes, heels connect into my inner thigh, inner hip. Keeping that press, and then inhale. Hold on to my ankles. Keep the press strong, sit bones heavy. And exhale any amount, hinging and then releasing my head. 2 breaths here. Inhaling and focusing on the inner foot, really steady on that block. Keeping that as I exhale, belly to back, and drive all 4 corners into that block. And then inhale, unfold to come up. From there, I'm going to take my feet on top of the block. So with my feet higher, it's just going to give me a little bit more impact on my hips here. I'm not focusing on pushing my knee down. Instead, I'm focusing on keeping the mounds of the big toes and our heels together. Hands can go behind me to support me. And then exhale any amount, I can hinge forward here. Now as the toes are heavy. And then unfold to come up. I'm going to check how my Bandha Konasana is now. Soles of the feet together, mounds of the big toes together. Noticing how those outer hips are feeling, not jamming them open, but I feel that strength in my inner thighs, that ease of opening my outer hips. Bending elbows, I can press the elbows to the inner thigh. Keep pressing inner thigh up into elbows. Even as I exhale, hinge forward and knee out, releasing my head. So I can think of pressing thighs up into elbows. As I exhale, able to spine, let the knees gently open. Feeling those outer hips. And then unfold, come up. Okay, moving on. Okay, I'm gonna cross my, let's do my left shin first. I'm gonna fold my right knee in virasana and draw the sole of my left foot to the inner right thigh. I'm gonna pause here and take a deep breath in. And I wanna say grounding through the right hip to keep the tone of the inner thigh. As I exhale, rotate left hand, or right hand to left knee. So I squeeze my foot into my thigh, keep the root of my right sit bone down. I'm going to breathe my right pelvis up to my left chest, and exhale, revolve in and out. One more breath. Gently return to center. To advance that, you could again pick up your shin, externally rotate the foot, shin out, and place the heel of the foot and the outer foot onto that groin. So drawing the knees toward one another. Help you root the right thigh, sit bone down. Knee is down, support on the ground. Still grounding through my right sit bone as much as I can. It's off the floor, but I have that energy reaching down, hugging in. I'm going to take a deep breath here. Exhale and rotate. Right hand to left knee. Keep hugging energy up the midline as I inhale. Revolve on my exhale. Maybe grab hold of my left foot. with my right hand to enhance my twist. One more full breath here. And gently release that. Side two. So virasana, my left knee, grounding the top of the foot down. Right foot presses into left thigh and vice versa. I'm going to try to root the left sit bone, take a deep breath in. Exhale, revolve. Left hand to right thigh, right hand behind me. 2 breaths in. And X. And in. And X. And gently return, staying with that same version, or again, you can keep externally rotating that foot shin. Take the foot, the outer foot to the crease, drawing the inner knee down. Left hand to right thigh, right hand behind me. I'm going to inhale, hug my midline. Exhale, revolve from my left to my right. Option to catch my left foot with my right hand. Open up my right shoulder. One more breath, inhaling. And exhaling. Gently return. Face you once again. And for today's practice, I'm going to end it in a seated siddhasana posture. So again, we worked a lot with keeping the awareness of the inseam of the foot from the inner thigh and how to create that tone here to help us open here. So hopefully that felt good for all of you. And to end, I'm going to spiral my thighs back and apart, rounding through the top of the left foot, reaching through the inner knee, rounding through the top of the right foot, reaching through the inner knee. If you need to prop yourself up on more blankets, you can also do that. Just place your hands on your thighs, grow your spine, no tension in your neck, shoulders back and down. And I invite you to close your eyes. Just take 5 full breaths together, breathing from your lungs, heart space down into the bowl of your pelvis, expanding your awareness of your foundation through the thighs, knees. Spreading on the floor, and then exhale, gently draw energy back up your spine as you clearly sense your roots root deeper. Again, breathing from your heart space down to the bowl of the pelvis, into the thighs, feeling your roots. And then exhale, keeping that sense, that awareness of your roots, but draw energy back up from your roots, out beyond to the crown of your head. And that openness in your chest, throat. 3 more full breaths, breathing down and out, and breathing back in and drawing energy back up. Breathing down and out. And as you exhale, bringing that energy back in and back all the way up through your branches. One more full breath. And then taking your hands to Anjali Mudra, the center of your heart. Thanks for joining me for this hip practice. See you next time. Namaste.